shift of grace. Acti, hospital vigil. The hospital hallway stretches before me, a silent river of glossy linoleum, under the unyielding glare of fluorescent light that flicker in a mechanical rhythm. Each step I take reverberates softly, a lonely echo in the stillness of the night that clings to these walls. The air is thick with the sterile scent of antiseptic, overlaid by the lingering odor of stale cafeteria coffee, a juxtaposition of life's mundane comforts and the profound uncertainty lurking in these corridors. I tread this path for Elizabeth, my wife, who lies beyond the heavy, sterile blue door, grappling with an illness as sudden and fierce as a summer storm. I pause for a moment, glancing out at the sprawling tapestry of city lights, which twinkle like a distant echo of the stars. Desperation grips me, a need for divine intervention pressing on my soul. Leaning against the cool wall, I close my eyes and whisper into the void. Lord of mercy, hold her in your hands. Bring healing if it is your will. Grant me the courage to walk this path beside her. In the silence that follows, I feel an unexpected peace, a soft whisper deep within. Trust me. The promise is subtle yet profound, like a tender brush of wind through trees. It lifts my spirit enough for me to draw a deep breath, a reminder that I am not alone. Witness in the quiet, a nurse appears, her presence nearly ethereal, with the grace of a soft-footed guardian angel, her face illuminated by the dim glow of the hallway lights, carries kindness and resolve, as if she's woven strength from the very fabric of the night. In her silent vigilance, she is a light serene demeanor, whispering comfort amidst the chaos. I find a seat, the cool plastic grounding me in this surreal reality. As I settle in, I attempt to pray again, my mind wandering to the fissures in my own life, particularly with my brother. Matthew, we drifted apart, the gap widened by words left unsaid, a silence heavier than any spoken dispute. As if laden with the weight of years, but they feel necessary, each syllable an effort to bridge the chasm between us. A feeling blooms within me, a conviction that the time for reconciliation is now. With trembling fingers, heavy with the charge of unfinished business. I dial the long, quiet number, heart pounding with anticipation. When my brother's voice crackles through, tings with surprise and warmth, I breathe deeply and say, Matthew, it's been too long. Let's meet and make peace. Simple words, yet they carry the profound weight of our shared history. A lifeline cast across the divide. The gentle light of dawn, the gentle light of dawn, as night softly sadies its domain to dawn. Gentle light seeps through the window, casting delicate shadows that dance quietly across the floor. My eyes heavy with fatigue draw comfort from the promise of a new day. Elizabeth rests nearby, her steady breathing a soothing cadence in the quiet room, a melody of hope amidst uncertainty. The nurse moves quietly still, her unwavering presence a silent testimony to the grace I seek. Within me, something fundamental has shifted. The prayers whispered in the night solitude have nudged open the door to my heart, allowing hope to trickle in like the slow golden light of dawn. It's a warmth that touches the deepest parts of my spirit, shadowed yet fearless. The path before me is uncertain, but my steps feel a little more. the fog. Cacti, the sound of silence. The wind curled around the city's dim streets, nudging it awake in the early hours. Its haunting whistle wove through the shadows like a ghostly symphony, whispering secrets only the morning would reveal. Streetlights cast lonely beams through the thick mist, clinging stubbornly to the sidewalks, their illumination creating a halo around each droplet that hung in the air. A warm glow spilled from the little bakery on the corner, its golden light a sanctuary against the chill, mingling with the fog that seemed to dance in the gentle breeze. Floor floated in the air like delicate snowflakes, settling softly onto worn countertops. The heart of a place steeped in history and love. Jacob, an immigrant from Eastern Europe, rose at 4 a.m. for his daily ritual of baking bread. This sacred practice, honed over decades, was as much a prayer as it was a routine. The soft rhythm of kneading dough unfolded in the kitchen, where the clatter of utensils provided a serene backdrop to Jacob's thoughts. But today a fog lingered not only outside but also in Jacob's heart, a veil of uncertainty that clouded his spirit. A sleek new bakery across the street threatened his livelihood, casting shadows over his modest shop, and his hopes' anxiety swept over him like an unwelcome guest, pausing hands deep in the pliant dough. Jacob whispered, "Lord of mercy, guide me through this fog." The kitchen seemed to breathe with him, a presence manifesting like the dawn, gentle yet profound. Although no words filled his ears, an assurance whispered, "Be still and trust." Jacob opened his eyes, sensing a divine nudge, inviting him to listen more than he spoke. In that quiet kitchen, he felt a warm embrace that began to melt away the icy tendrils of his worry. Breaking of bread, but the usual rush of customers trickled past Jacob's shop to the rival across the street. He watched his heart sinking as familiar faces vanished behind the sleek storefront, turning back to his sanctuary. He buried his grief in the comforting rhythm of kneading, trying hard to ignore the relentless whispers of failure echoing in his mind. Yet in that struggle, Jacob's hands moved with renewed purpose. Each loaf became an offering, a prayer crafted for sustenance beyond the physical. As the first batch baked, the aroma filled the room, winding through Jacob's soul like a healing balm, gentle and sure. Amidst the warmth of the oven, a thought unlike his own nudged him, a subtle whisper from the depths of his heart. Share your bread, startled by the simplicity of the message. He pondered this absurdity and scarcity. Could it be divine guidance, suggesting an unseen path. His mind debated, yet his heart felt a calm clarity, an unexpected invitation. By mid-morning, the sun's rays pierced through the fog, warming the earth anew with a gentle, welcoming embrace. Jacob, pondering the divine whisper, stood by the counter with fresh bread cooling on racks, their golden crust promising comfort. Destiny crossed the street, and Mia, the rival baker, her uncertain expression and nervous hands lingered as she entered his domain. Her presence was unexpected, yet Jacob, driven by an impulse beyond mere understanding, offered her a loaf of his bread, a smile softening his features. "Here," he said, warmth surprising even himself. "For you." Mia's eyes widened, surprise mingling with gratitude. Her face softened, and in that moment a silent bridge of understanding unfurled, a gesture of peace and grace, dismantling the invisible wall of competition. As their eyes met, Jacob saw not a rival but a fellow sojourner, moved by the same call. Light through the fog, as Mia leapt, cradling the warm loaf like a treasured gift. A profound realization settled over Jacob, sharing, giving in scarcity, illuminated a path revealed through prayer and trust. The bread, once merely a survival necessity, testified to the power of divine whispers, subtly profound. In his soul's quiet, Jacob realized divine guidance had woven through his heart, crafting a purpose beyond his head. Echoes of the past, winter's chill slips into the attic, each gust a reminder of the cold that mirrors my soul. Amidst dusty boxes and forgotten items, I unearth fragments of a life once shared. The scent of cedar and candle wax lingers, mingling with the sharp tang of mothballs, enveloping me in memory. My fingers trace old leather albums, each page a silent witness to our past. Loneliness gnaws at my heart like frost clinging to branches. Silence dominates, broken only by the faint creak of beams above. Suddenly, the echo of a hymn from the nearby church drifts in. Be still, my soul, its melody wraps around my grief, coaxing a release I didn't realize I was holding. I sit amidst the boxes, emotion overwhelming. Lord of mercy, I whisper, my voice trembling. How do I move forward without him? Tears spring forth hot against my chilled cheeks, falling unchecked. In this raw prayer I lay my heart bare, echoing the psalmist's cry for hope, trusting in a divine promise whispered through the ages. This moment of prayer is a delicate bridge between sorrow and future hope. An unexpected visitor descending from the attic, the doorbell rings, punctuating the stillness. At the door is Martha, my neighbor, with cheeks red from the cold. Her eyes hold kindness I've cautiously avoided since his passing. I was just baking, she says, offering a loaf. The aroma of cinnamon and warm bread envelops me. Grateful, I invite her in, the house expanding with her presence over teacup steam, reminding us of warmth. We share stories of gardens and grandchildren. Her laughter is a balm against the silence dominating my home. As she leaves, her warmth lingers like the fragrance of her bread, a whisper of life beyond grief. That evening I approach my dusty Bible, forgotten now, an invitation, Holy One. I murmur, help me see the path you've set. Even when I can't see my footing in the stillness, a divine nudge as subtle as dawnlight urges me toward community. Warmth begins to thaw the long-held shadows in my heart, a deliberate renewal from within. I close my eyes, letting this prayer breathe potential into corners gripped by grief. Embracing new beginnings, a church buzzes with spring fair preparations, alive with conversation and laughter symphony. Hesitant, I stand at the threshold, observing life continues, unfazed by my shadows. Today, emboldened by prayer, I step into this vibrant community. Tapestry softened, my endurance becomes love, flexing defiantly against fears holding me back. Spotting Martha amidst the crowd, busy organizing crafts, her face lights up. You came, she exclaims, her joy contagious. We fold and arrange crafts together, our laughter mingling with the bright sounds. Each interaction breathes life into spaces where grief had lingered. As the church bell tolls, a familiar hymn rises, entwined with the warmth of fellowship. In this shared space, God's presence feels tangible, a gentle spring breeze through open windows. Lord of mercy and shepherd of my soul, thank you for the strength to endure and the grace to step forward. Guide me in weaving my life with others, that I might reflect your love through community. In each step, may your presence be my guiding light. Amen. Amen. mountain road curled upward, weaving through ancient trees and rocky outcrops, a testament to nature's spirit. Wrapped in dawn's light, Miriam walks steadily, each step a quiet symphony in the still morning. Her breath formed soft clouds in the crisp air as she clutched an unsent letter. Years of longing and hope folded into its fragile pages, a plea for reconciliation with her estranged father. Pausing at a lookout, Miriam gazed at the horizon, where the world seemed to meld into the sky, dappled with orange hues. The serene expanse stretched endlessly, offering a calming promise. Kneeling on a cold stone, Miriam prayed her words of vulnerable plea. Holy One, I've tried so long to understand. Show me how to repair this brokenness, for I am weary and without answers. The wind carried her words upward, intertwining with the world's breath. She listened intently as a gentle rustling in the trees seemed to reply, be still and know. Her heart held the echo, a balm on her soul. Rising, she felt hope take root amidst the frost. As dusk threaded shadows through cobbled streets, Miriam stood outside her father's home. Warmth spilled from orange-lit windows, casting a glow across the snow-dusted ground. The letter in her pocket felt heavier with each step, a symbol of unspoken words and unresolved tensions. Memories replayed harsh words, the day she left, the long silence. These echoed in her heart, leaving an ache, seeking solace. She entered a nearby chapel, its ancient stones imbued with prayers of countless souls. Inside she lit a candle, its flickering light a companion in the darkness. Kneeling she prayed, Lord of mercy, I surrender this fear and pride. Give me courage to extend my hand in peace. Guide me with wisdom to mend what I have broken. Lingering in the silence, she felt her confession's weight lift. A divine warmth spread through her, whispering reassurance. The candle's flame steadied, lighting the path of forgiveness and love, a journey of peace. That night, rain had washed the world anew. Miriam stood at her father's threshold, heart pounding with fear and anticipation. The air thick with possibilities, tentatively knocking. Her hand trembled, the door creaked open, revealing her father, his surprise softening into longing and love. Miriam, he breathed, voice cracking with disbelief and hope. Stepping forward, she offered the letter, trembling at the moment's weight. Before you read this, I wanna say I'm sorry. everything. He took the letter, eyes moist, but set it aside, embracing her in that embrace was an unspoken promise. I've missed you, daughter. Can we start again? His words wrapped around her like a cherished memory, warmth unfurling in her heart. She sensed God's presence, a silent assurance that this was the beginning of restoration, where heartache gave way to healing and past fractures could be mended with love, waiting to be rekindled. Shepherd of my soul, thank you for guiding my heart to forgiveness. Transform my steps to follow your way of love, unwavering and true in moments of doubt. Remind me of your constant presence and grace. May your peace reign in our renewed bond, a testament to your mercy. mountain road. The first light of dawn kissed the mountain road, casting a pale gold hue across the winding path. Shadows stretched long, whispering secrets of the night. The air was crisp, a reminder of winter's grass. Despite spring's promises, Jonathan walked slowly, his steps a pilgrimage toward a truth he had long avoided. The morning silence was profound, broken only by a distant bird call or the forest's soft rustle. Each step seemed consecrated by the stillness. Nature whispered ancient secrets to those who dared to listen. Holding a letter he never intended to send, Jonathan felt its paper, worn soft by indecision. The road promised clarity, yet within him churned a storm of uncertainty. He paused, inhaling the cool air, hearing the distant echo of his father's voice, strained like a forgotten melody. A yearning to be heard, to reconcile the silent years, swelled within him, urging him to his knees on cold stone. Lord of mercy, he began, his voice a whisper mingling with rustling leaves. Guide me through this path I seek, your wisdom to mend what's broken. The wind picked up swirling leaves around him like an embrace. In the tranquility of that moment, he felt God's presence near. Listening, Jonathan rose, resolve coursing through him, his spirit fortified against uncertainties ahead. He tucked the unsent letter into his jacket, a testament to his prayer. The unsent letter, the journey continued under nature's soft murmur, each step resonating with the earth's heartbeat. Jonathan's thoughts turned to the unsent letter, each line a dance of regret and longing for the father he once knew. He imagined the letter carrying the weight of unspoken truths. His heart ached under unresolved emotions, a symphony of longing and hope resonating within. As the path narrowed, he paused against a tree, its branches alive with spring buds. The tree stood as a witness to his tumult, offering support without judgment. Here, where life began anew, he found solace in prayer. Shepherd of my soul, he called out, longing for guidance. Help me to serve quietly and well, to let go of pride and reach out in humility. A gentle breeze caressed his face, whispering hope Its coolness was balm to his weary spirit. Jonathan closed his eyes, sensing a shift within, divine hands peeling back his heart's layers. Psalm 23 danced through his heart, a living promise of divine shepherding, assuring him he was never alone. Each word was a stepping stone across turbulent waters, leading him toward reconciliation. He felt an urge to call his father, to bridge their chasm with love and humility, to weave their relationships torn fabric with threads of grace. A turning call. The climb grew steeper, the mountain demanding more, yet Jonathan felt lighter, a burden lifting with each step. The sun was a golden crown on the horizon, its rays urging him onward, a reminder of new beginnings. He took out his phone, his hand trembling over the familiar number. His heart pounded with anticipation. Would his father answer? And would the chasm be crossed? With each ring, he breathed a silent prayer. Holy One, give me courage to speak from the heart. Let this call be a vessel of your grace. When his father's voice came through, gruff yet warm, Jonathan hesitated. The unsent letter, a specter between them. Words finally stumbled out, uneven but sincere. The conversation unfolded, not as between strangers, but as dialogue between souls bound by history. The chasm bridged by vulnerability and hope. Each exchanged word receded, the past shadows replaced